This was number 26. This was the first one that people had trouble with. Okay, I'm going to keep change opposite. And I'm really going to be subtracting these, aren't I? Okay, so I'm going to put the 8 and 21 over 54 on top. And isn't 54 the common denominator? So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. And I get minus 6 and 21 over 54. Okay, we subtract. These cancel out, and we're left with 2. Keep the sign of the one on top, which was negative. So you get the answer negative 2. So make sure that you're checking your answers. I have not released them yet, though. Number 28, keep change opposite again. We're really going to be adding these. The common denominator between 10 and 15 is 30, correct? Head shakes. Thank you. Multiplying this by 3 and this by 3. Christian, log out and log back in again. Okay, so this is what? 21 over 30 plus negative 9, and I'm going to multiply these by 2. 14 over 30, correct? Okay, so when we add them together, we get 21 and 14 is what? 35? And negative 9 and negative 4 is negative 13. Does that even look right? No, this is more than 1, so we got to bump that one up. It makes it negative 14 and 5 over 30, but 5 over 30 is not reduced, so you get negative 14 and 1/6. Okay, the next one I want to look at is 38. This was one of the ones that was commonly missed. Common denominator between 2 and 6 is 6, so I'm going to multiply this by 3 and this by 3. And we get 9a over 6 minus 1a over 6. We subtract them and we get 8a over 6. And you got to remember that you have to reduce these. 2 goes into both of them and we get 4a over 3. And that is my final answer. I've told you guys before that we don't make them mixed numbers when they have a variable in them. So if you did that in your assignment, they're wrong. Okay, number 40, common denominator between 7 and 4 is 28. So I'm going to multiply that by 4 and that by 4. So we get 16z over 28. I'm going to do plus negative, multiply this by 7, this by 7, and we get negative 49z over 28. And we're really going to subtract these. Okay, so 49 minus 16 is 33, and we got to make it negative over 28. I do not make that into a mixed number. It's got a variable with it, so we cannot do that. Number 44, some of you didn't get the right answer on this. It's a story problem, and I'll read it to you. It says, of the 3 different types of horses on a ranch, 1/4 are Arabians, 2/5 are thoroughbreds, and the rest are Morgans. What fraction of the horses are Morgans? Okay, well, they all add up to 1 whole. So what you had to do is you had to add 1/4 plus 2/5 first. Common denominator is 20. So multiply each of these by 5. So I get 5/20 plus, multiply each of these by 4, and I get 8/20. So just the 2 type of horses, there are 13/20. Well, the rest of them, which is 20 out of 20 is the whole, have to be the Morgans. So we have to take a whole minus the 13/20ths, and that leaves 7/20 that are the Morgans. I see some of you guys turning in your assignment late. It's late. It was due at 9. 46. Look at 46. This is 3 fractions. I'm going to do keep change opposite here. Okay. And I noticed that all of them have a common denominator of 12. So I'm going to make this out of 12. I'm going to make this out of 12. And I'm going to make this out of 12. So this is times 4 times 4. So that's negative 8/12. That's times 2 times 2. That's 10. Times 3 times 3 is negative 9. I'm going to go ahead and add these two together. That is negative 17/12 plus, now notice that's an improper fraction, so I can go ahead and change this one to improper. That's 22/12. I'm really going to subtract those. 22 minus 17 is 5/12, and it's positive. Okay. What I want to do is look at a few more problems that are like the ones with the variables in them. Okay, so let's try these together. If I have negative 7x/6 minus x/5. What's the common denominator between 6 and 5? Anybody? 30? Okay. So I'm going to multiply this by 5. So that's going to be negative 35x/30. I'm going to do keep change opposite. Multiply this by 6 and this by 6. And we get negative 6x/, oops, that's not a 6. Negative 6x/30. So what do we get when we add those together? Negative what? 41x/30? Okay, and that's our final answer. We do not make it a mixed number. So you guys try that one right now real quick. Right, so we're going to make these both out of 45. So 9 times 5, so that's negative 10x/45 plus multiply this by 3. We get 21x/45. So we're really going to subtract them. 21 minus 10 obviously is 11, so we get 11x/45. How many of you got that answer? So 4x/7 minus 8x/5. All right, so we're going to make these out of 35. Multiply that by 5, that by 5, so you get 20x/35. Remember, these are all equivalent fractions, right? So I'm going to multiply this by 7, that by 7, and we get negative 56x/35. So when we subtract them, we get 56 minus 20 is 36x/35, and it's got to be negative. And are we going to make that into a mixed number? No. That is your final answer.